They got his ear.
No, no, you're there, right? You can take the time outside.
Oh, you're the one dressed in a suit, you gotta come out here.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and start the Neighborhood Improvement Committee. It is June 17th, 8:41, calling the meeting to order. Yeah.
I'm happy to take notes tonight.
Awesome. Thank you. Did you hear the silence? Is that hard?
I have to, that's why.
All right, good. Thank you. All right, you want to go ahead and call the roll?
I call it roll? Okay, Felicia Salazar. Present. Helen Roldan, present. Isabella Corzo, absent. Javier Lee Soto, absent. Jesus Mendoza.
Present.
Juan Estrada.
Present.
Mario Pineda.
Present.
Rudy Guerrero.
Present. Nice. So we have a quorum. We're gonna go ahead and move on to item number 3, orders of business, deferral, additions, deletions. And we have a pretty decent agenda, so anyone like to add anything else?
Yeah, I want to make a motion to move up item 8D. So that, I know, after 6.
Move item 8D, linear park, okay?
After 6.
But we'll have to do it, you mean to start a new business? Or you want to move it all the way up?
Yeah, I want to move it all the way.
Jerry's here.
Okay,
Since Jeremy's giving a presentation. Oh, that's right.
so we'll move it to item 6A.
I second.
Oh, all those in favor? Wait, do I say that? No, you say that, right?
Right, any addition,
Yeah.
any additional ones?
New business, illegal dumping on perimeter road by Bowman.
I would presume that will be the, E,
E.
no, E, because
E.
even though you still move,
Yeah.
you're still.
Keep the original.
It'll be illegal,
Illegal dumping on perimeter road by Barbara Bowman. The road is actually.
92nd Ave.
so illegal dumping on 92nd Ave.
And then on the northern side, it's a little bit of 91st. There's like a little bend there.
Is it that bad?
So illegal dumping on 92nd Avenue by Gold.
Because there's a bush, the bush there, so it covers everything. It's unfortunate, man.
So gonna start illegal dumping on 92nd Avenue by Goldman. Is that okay to say?
So it's not trash, people actually dumping? Like
Is that,
beds and.
is that okay, Mario?
Yeah.
Is that- Okay, is there any others?
Was there a second?
Well, we're still, we're still,
We're doing it all at
yeah, we're
once.
still all at once, yeah. We're still, yeah, we had a motion, we had a second.
Okay.
I second, Mark.
Anything else? All right, so you want to read your, oh, you have one more? Okay.
Yeah, I think they took out the thing about the lakes.
Lake awareness is there. and
It's not- oh, business.
I can add the information that I have from Lorenzo.
When it comes to that time, of course. Okay, so you had a motion by Helen and a second by Juan to move up item 8D to 6A. And then we're gonna combine with a motion from Mario to add under new business 8E, and it was second by Juan. Any additional information, details? No? Addition, deletion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. All right, we're moving along, to number 4. Public comments, anyone from the public that would like to? Comment?
Oh, that's me, that's me. Hello, everyone. I'm Wayne Perez. I'm the chairman of the Veterans Committee. I'm here upon the request of the mayor and Councilman Diego. During my presentation to the council, I brought up 2 issues that we are working on the Veterans Committee. And they recommended that I get with you guys, the Neighborhood Improvement Committee, so we can coordinate efforts. The first one is dealing with the electrical boxes. That's over around town, the utility boxes.
Transform.
So we have a sponsor who's willing to wrap them in patriotic themes. And so I happened to see that, and we asked him how many. He was kind of like, "Well, how many do you need?" I'm like, "Oh, well, maybe we have." But so we're going to try to pin him down. But I'm trying to figure out what is the process in the town. Who do I need to get with?
If I may,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you. Al, didn't the town already?
Yeah, that's why I'm not conflicting information.
Yeah, the town already picked the boxes. We had the spearheaded.
Yeah, but you're talking about traffic control.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
He's talking about transformers.
The transformers are traffic.
There's only one type of box that we can actually, I guess we have like the authority.
Oh,
So, what I am thinking is that maybe those, the original 4, maybe are different than the ones,
What's
those proposing, because there's more than 4 as we know.
yeah, it's actually not mine. It's what the mayor, he actually
Right,
came
right.
up to us. He
So that's
said he
fine.
wants to do this.
Right, the reason that I don't have any feedback on you right now is because, as NIC knows, we discussed at the last meeting, council had given, direction to staff to actually, wrap 4 of them
Okay,
and identify which ones, and they've already been identified, and 2 of them happen to be veterans themed.
okay.
So it's not like the
maybe-
same
and maybe we already, we're double tapped. So,
Yeah, that's why I'm,
Sounds
yeah.
Sounds
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were gonna pick them and everything, and then we were hit
Well,
with.
then that's good. I don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. Thank you. Thank you for that.
However, I'm happy to connect with you to maybe get the information on the artists, because I think we had somebody, that we had already asked if they were available, and they said yes. But I don't know if the cost, was already discussed, because we were waiting on actually funding from. I
Maybe the
believe the
sponsor could
report or
do
the
more than
next-
4.
Yeah, so at that point, that's
Sounds
not
like
that
he
issue.
can. It sounds like he can. I
Yeah.
mean, but, I mean, you know,
What's the sponsor?
it's all a matter, it's all a matter of.
I mean, obviously, the town
Okay.
has a list of them, which they pick the ones they wanna,
I can
Come-
share them with
yeah.
you.
Apparently he did several in some other town like Hialeah or something. So,
there's some in Hialeah, I think in Pembroke
If you
Pines.
want to share that
I
info with
see
me,
the
I'm
one,
happy
the
to
ones in
take it back.
Pembroke Pines, I don't know who the artist is, but
Let's picture.
I've seen really bad ones.
oh, no, I have too. I've seen really bad ones.
But I
I've seen
saw
really good
one when you go to the Pembroke Mall, the one,
Yeah.
it's very nice.
Yeah,
But I don't know, some of them is like, it's like repetitive, I mean, like the ones that we did previously are beautiful.
but I'm
So I
glad,
need
I'm glad I'm
something like
here.
that to know.
So we can deconflict and we can maybe unify our efforts, because, you know, I don't wanna work in conflict, you know, have Jonathan doing something, then maybe we're double tapping, maybe we're not. So what I'll do is, I'll get Io and CC Jonathan, you know, the point of contact. I already asked Jonathan whether or not he called him, but he's running around with Fourth of
Oh,
July.
okay. I'll have to-
And
See, the
so.
offices, I can attest that he is running.
Yeah, so, you know, it's,
He's gonna get to it.
so anyway, yeah, I'll follow up in an email to you.
Okay, and I can share the locations with you, just so you know, which ones, because the idea was that the ones that were gonna be veterans and patriotic related were obviously gonna be in the boxes that were near places where we said.
Yeah, like the police station, we'll do the police. And then-
Right, so that was the
And
random.
then the fires, we're gonna do them.
No, I mean, if we could do more, that'd be awesome.
That's what we want. We didn't want that NT to do more.
Fire station, right?
Oh, if I can get them all the way down Land Lake.
But there's,
That'd be awesome, man.
West side? Yeah,
Put flags all over.
we'll put them, you know.
there's a chance these are 4 additional, right? So we're just trying to figure that.
No.
The town wanted to do 4, perhaps, the veterans could get his sponsor to do more.
More, yeah.
Six.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess if
is
we
the
get the
town
initial
funding that?
funding, so we get the funding for those
The first 4,
4,
yes.
and have a
we pay
sponsor who's
for
willing
those,
to
and
do it.
Maybe the sponsor could do the extra ones.
Okay,
But if
We'll
we
see.
don't get funding, then maybe that sponsor can help us
Help
with
us
those
with it.
initial.
In a way, it'd be good for you guys to connect with your sponsor, you know.
okay, well,
Alicia, when you say
The
those,
reason-
what do you, they just look generic or just dull
Because
and
what
bland?
happens, I mean, we did the original one, the four, we did four too, right? We had a local artist, but the thing is that they try to approach her, but she does more like,
landscaping.
landscaping.
Yeah, I understand.
Like I said, we need to find out the one that they did in Pembroke Pines, who the
Yeah.
artist is, and then see if they can do something.
Well, I'm sure the town liaison could
Because,
just
I mean,
town to
because
town,
if
just
you-
ask
there's
who
a
did
lot
they
of
use?
Very creative artists in our county. Or Broward, South Florida.
Okay.
That, are familiar with that thing. And then, because then they put it hard. into-
Okay, so
it's not
there's
just
two
doing it.
tasks. First task is for me to send Al the email, letting her know who the sponsor is or the guy who wants to pay. The second task is asking them to go to Pembroke Pines folks and see who their artist was. And hopefully we will close the loop and we will figure out whether or not we can do more. That'll be awesome. All right, the second thing in my public comment is, and this is Councilman Diego's asked that I give you guys. What we're trying to do at Veterans Park is, right now we have these trees and buildings that are dedicated to people, like Mary Collins, and there's some trees that have the bricks that have dedicated to folks. I want to create kind of like a virtual town history, like virtual museum. And so the idea is to use QR codes. So you have a QR code and then the name, like we're dedicating Pavilion B to Gary Cardenas. So it'll be Sergeant Gary Cardenas, U.S. Army, then a QR code, you do the thing on the QR code and it pulls up Gary's complete bio, his pictures when he was in the Army, and what he did afterwards, volunteering with the town, working as a cross guard, all those things. Kind of gives a full picture. Same thing with like Mary Collins, same thing with Roberto Alonso. Same thing with every single brick that we have. So that way, it's not like I'm looking at this brick and it has a name on it. I'm like,
That is
who
true.
the heck was this guy?
Yeah, 'cause
Even when I
some
looked
of
at
that-
Mary
yeah,
Collins, I was like, who was Mary Collins? I don't know. And because you can't, yeah. You can't, but it'll be nice to have it all written out, same thing with a bunch of, like Robert Alonso building, et cetera, all those things, so the real QR code, and we can have basically the creation of a historical branch,
I think that will go through whoever our web designer is, because they could probably.
There's actually what's the vendor we use for the awards, the EAB awards?
BCB,
It-
right?
Vita, I know Vita also has created for the Cards for Cure. They have those QR codes, right?
Yeah.
They have them, so.
We did keychains and.
Correct. The idea is perfect, but you just need a sponsor at the end of the day that's gonna be able to create, because he could create them for you however you want.
right.
But you're gonna have to sit with him and see what the price is and get a sponsor.
Oh,
You don't think we could do that with our home?
The hosting of
It's
the
a VR and the hosting of the page, yeah.
page.
yeah, well, the page will be hosted in the Miami Lakes website.
Yeah, it should-
It's Miami Lakes stuff.
Hey, we should
And,
be able to-
and I think, Jonathan actually knows how to create QR codes. Exactly right, with it, to include photographs and everything, that way, it's
Yeah,
more
narrative.
living, it's more like a living memorial, it's like, you don't look at it and go. Otherwise, you just have a plaque, and it has like 5 lines, and that doesn't really tell you what they did, it doesn't tell you who they were.
What do you propose, like, would the family send a paragraph or pictures, like, what's the, I guess I can.
Yeah, you know what?
What do you-
An autobiographer or.
Well, I mean, the phases of this thing is first identify what trees we have and what buildings we have dedicated to folks. I already reached out to Parks and Recreation, I talked to Thor. And,
Anyone feels.
yeah, I don't know, he's Thor to me, and, he's on public record as Thor. But, and he asked whether or not the trees, Because we have a listing for the buildings, obviously, but not the trees. So-
Like an inventory of. all
So
the
exactly, the first phase is do an inventory of all the dedicated trees and all the dedicated, and all the, and then all the, concrete, bricks that they have. Then the next phase is, once we have them located, once we have them pinned, once we have them, I guess pins are
What's that
term.
other one?
On a map and stuff like that, the next phase is reach out to family members. So we can then get, an official bio of some sort and photographs. What I am doing is I'm reaching out to the Boy Scouts because they do Eagle Scout projects and they do projects and they do community service. And to see whether or not one of them wants to take part of it on, like the inventory part. And then somebody wants to maybe start, creating the contact list of next of kin, et cetera. And then we can reach out to them and get some kind of buy. I don't think, time is kind of the essence because for some buildings, it's named after folks who are quite elderly and folks, who may remember them and stuff like that, unless they had an official bio because they were in government service where they have to have an official bio. They're higher ranking. It's gonna be difficult for them to have, get put it out. But we will get to that bridge. When we cross that bridge.
It's a beautiful project.
Yeah,
I
so,
think it's very thoughtful.
But from the NIC perspective, what would you like from us?
I don't know. Councilman Yeagus thinks you guys can use something. And he asked me to talk to you, so.
We're great listeners,
That's a good one to start.
so,
One, I'm surprised we're even agreeing.
yeah, right?
That coming from you.
Right. So one thing that if it hasn't been thought in that process, definitely, I mean, you could find out what exactly is it that he's looking for us. I'm gonna ask him, listen, I know you told us for the neighborhood improvement, but what exactly can the neighborhood improvement, right, assist or support or bless it together with us? But I think one good thing, if it is gonna be.
Because it's not just gonna be veterans, like,
It's gonna be anybody in the town. that
anybody who has
has
dedicated
named
something after them. And he said, because a lot of the trees are dedicated to veterans, actually not that many, you'd be surprised. But, and then some of the trees are dedicated to, local folks who are fantastic, but the buildings are mainly dedicated to public servants, not non-veterans, So I guess that's why he wants me to coordinate with you guys, because, maybe he wants us to.
I guess we can tie in the history of the town with some of these buildings.
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe come up with a creative way to incorporate
Correct.
the QR code
Yeah.
and beautify the trees.
But
Do we still
one of the
have?
ones that I was gonna, one of the comments that I was gonna bring up, if it is going to be web-based out of the Town of Miami Lakes website,
Yeah,
it would be good if we are pinning them to create some kind of map,
that's the idea.
right, on the website, so I don't have to actually walk at the park.
Yeah.
I can just log in and boom, click on the pin, and all of a sudden, it brings out the
That's the
bio
whole
of that
idea.
person.
Yeah.
So not
exactly.
necessarily walk around the park and, have to do a code, but,
Yeah, so you can either have it, you can have it.
but that's what I'm saying, one or the other, but I'm saying in
Yeah.
The
addition to
website
that.
still links you to the same place.
Right.
Exactly right. So yeah, we already talked about that you can have it pinned and it's a map and then basically you can see whose tree is where. So you could be a family member who lives in Kentucky that, and they can see their tree or whatever.
Yeah,
I
mean,
we're doing that also with the council.
That's cool.
For us to do help in this, we would have to identify the ones that are outside of the veterans perspective, like the local. The ones that are dedicated.
Yeah,
to-
well, we can handle that. We
Then
can.
we could come in and see, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be a sponsor. It'll come about the money.
Yeah,
Yeah, why
get
can't we
that.
just use
You
our
have
in-house
a
web
sponsor?
designer to fix?
We
the-
got $2,000 for the QR codes, right?
Okay,
And I think that's gonna be handled, all the QR codes and the pinning, to be honest with you.
and the QR code, when you say QR codes, like, it would be like a little sticker? or
It will be,
something?
basically, it will be like a metal,
Like that.
And
Like
then-
this.
Okay,
a little metal thing about this size,
I think of the material. like,
Yeah, it's gonna be metal.
Okay,
And
If it's outdoor, it definitely.
Yeah,
needs
when
to be-
outdoor, it's gonna be
Reinforced
staked
plexiglass,
in, staked in. And, it's gonna have the person's name and then it's gonna have the QR code.
okay,
And we price some of those and they're like $44 to make.
okay.
Can we make it the shape of a
I want
cow?
to make sure that it's weather.
No.
Okay, needs to be weather resistant.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be,
Like
it's
just,
gonna be aluminum. It's gonna be
One of clarification to the chair, to allow me real quick. My only question on the maintenance side, me thinking, from where how are you gonna make sure if it's state that it's not vandal proof? That's my concern. Somebody pulls it, wants to throw them around, or somebody's a jokester and wants to start swapping them around.
80 pounds of concrete.
Well, I'm saying, you fix it to concrete, and you set it in concrete, that's a.
Well, on the names right now with a plaque are
They're set in
embedded in there,
concrete.
so most probably your budget needs to go up and redo those plaques and embed that QR.
I don't know, there's some bricks that are just laying there next to trees. And then some of them are signs, those little signs that are pushed in.
Those are the veterans ones, I think
Yeah.
that went through the Veterans Affairs Committee, but all of our bricks, family tree. And anything that's also, on our side of veterans, should be bricks laid in concrete.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll lay it in concrete.
That's just one of the,
That
we,
will raise the cost.
I think that was one
Yes.
of our issues we found by stating things.
Yeah.
Just- And maintenance also starts to chew them up too.
Yes. Okay, that sounds good. So I mean, so we got $2,000 to do this right now, and if we need to allocate more, we can allocate more.
Okay, I think it's a beautiful project. How, can you update us when you find out more, if like a scout does pick up the project or?
Oh, yeah, I plan to meet with troop 566 tomorrow
Okay,
night.
And then meanwhile, can you get us just a list of any of the buildings that are named after?
is it just two? Mary Collins?
Right.
Mary Collins.
That's it.
Now we think.
No, it's not that easy, Mario. There are trees named for people that not veterans.
So there's streets that are.
Well, we
Yes.
But
have
you also-
signs too, we have street signs, we have Rosenau Hammer, we have Federal.
She has a tree also.
It's just starting to get pretty.
Rosa has a tree also.
And then inside Mary Collins, you also have the Honorable William Slayton Hall, and then you also have the Civic Association of Miami-Dade.
You know, but you know what, we could, pin streets, like, I mean, not put a QR code, because I don't want people saying, where you put that QR code?
Distract-
But you can pin it, and then they have to buy it, like.
Honestly, the good thing about the streets is like, those are resolutions, so that's easy to find, like relatively easy to find.
You can do a pilot with the buildings, and see
Yeah.
a few of them, see what traffic and attention gets, and then from there start building. up.
And then if we have dedicated rooms in each building, we can just get a little QR code and put it for that building, in that room outside, and that person's name.
Yeah,
At Mary Collins, they have, when the Civic Association, which basically just started
Now,
down and because, they were sort of like a representation of, and they gave awards to the prominent residents who have contributed to the Civic Association, and they have like little stars on them.
on the wall, yeah, right behind Ernie's office,
Yeah.
I mean, Ernie's desk.
So that's something that, those are people that, I don't know, I mean, I knew some of them, I don't know if they're still alive, but, it's something that, you have to take into consideration.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I right now, I don't wanna honor everybody who has a plaque, because I'll just start getting really huge, I think if they were a tree dedicated to them, a room dedicated to them, a building dedicated to them, let's see if we can do that first, it's easier, I think.
Cause I think the town also wants something like a hall of fame in the chambers.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A sports hall
Oh,
thing.
no,
No.
Wall of Heroes.
Wall of
Heroes.
Heroes, yeah.
So I love this, I think, give us an update, and I think,
What are you talking about an update? You guys are gonna take care of the ones who are non-veterans.
Are they?
He'll raise his hand, he just did that. I heard you, did you hear that?
I'll give you a head count already, buddy.
There's not two, there's more than two, there's trees and there's streets and there's rooms.
Jeremy, can you give me a list of how many trees
They don't have trees. I already asked them.
Felicia said she'll take on the
There's no restriction.
counting, or the emailing.
People paid for those, we don't have receipts.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we can find it,
Yeah, especially the.
we have to go back before Munich,
Yeah.
so we'll go back into QuickBooks and
I mean,
even before that.
Like the easiest thing is you guys have the easiest one. You have buildings and rooms
Yeah,
and streets. And some trees, so a few trees. I only know Rosa, Helmer.
Rosenau,
I don't, but there's probably, and then the other ones are just
Brianna.
a bunch of,
The courtyard.
Jakey Smart. Jakey Smart.
JP Dookie, you have,
There you go.
Oh, Sashi.
Hey, thanks for taking that on. Now I know why Josh. told me.
Here, just so
And
it's
Felicia
clear,
just collaborated, and we should have.
you guys add this to your actual house council, I mean, to your meeting agenda, to make sure that you make a proper motion, it's properly discussed.
And I can
Really,
follow up with that?
Oh, for that request from the chair, that a motion be made.
Because we're still in public comments here.
We're still
Chair?
public comment.
Well, I don't think you can motion as a
As
public.
public?
Yeah.
Oh,
But we will,
Make
we'll
a
listen to you.
motion that we,
let's, and public comments at any point.
I have nothing else to offer. Thank you very much.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right,
Everybody-
Thank you.
make it motion.
appreciate it, Will. All right, anyone else from the public? Seeing none, public comments are closed. So, let's go to the minutes approval. Did everyone have an opportunity to review the minutes from 4/17?
Just the clarification on 7, A, it's Panera. it's on game.
Noted.
Is there a motion, Mario, to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any other corrections? Comments? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. All right. All right, the ayes, against, no, the ayes have it, minutes approved. Number 6, staff updates.
Bringing back an old item or an item that was discussed a couple of months ago related to continuing the workshops for UF.
Thank you.
The rain barrel workshop, we were waiting, one of their staff is out of office. She's now back and she's helping me, confirm the new date for you guys. She told me that they would have availability week of October 7th. Yes.
Is that the?
Week of October 7th, so once I have that date finalized, I will share it with you
I
guys.
haven't seen one of those.
All my other updates are related to your agenda items.
I think it's turn that on.
No,
Yes.
no, it's the water bills.
That one is, more relevant.
this you? You did?
All
You brought
this,
these?
all this, I went to the adopted tree and I grabbed it.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I got the Spanish.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Al. We're moving on to item 6A, linear park.
Wait. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Appreciate it. I know I was gonna go ahead and put up real quick the presentation, but first and foremost, I want to thank you for allowing me to jump in your guys' meeting today. Good to see a lot of familiar faces. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Jeremy Bagdown, the Director of Parks and Recreation for the town. We are in the real preliminary phase of evaluating a concept for a grant that we're gonna apply for. And part of that, we want to make sure we kind of start, we had an idea, this project has been on our books for a while. I think it's really applicable. I think it's gonna be a strong project for this grant that we're gonna go after. But before we start actually putting down a set plan, as always, we want to get public input. Because it's parks, because it's something to beautify, enhance, one of the first committees I want to make sure we meet with was with you guys. And then because of its geographic location, I'm also going to meet with the Economic Development Committee soon. But what I'm going to go through real quick is the idea of a linear park.
Oh. I know about that.
Yeah, like the one in New York City.
So the goal here is to develop in a area that is actually commercial completely. And the goal is gonna be to connect it to our existing Greenways and Trails Master Plan. You guys do a lot of bike tours. The goal here is to activate an area right now that is severely underused, but more importantly, is gonna be, if you look at the density of our parks, yes, we have 104. There are none along our eastern border. So the goal here is to go ahead and take this now right of way that was transferred over to us by the, thank you, that was transferred over to us by the county, and go ahead and just activate it and create a recreational opportunity here. But there's some more things other than just the basic plan, which is what I'm looking at right now. and what the grant is gonna really cover. So we're talking on the south, so it's the southeast corner of the town. It is 139th Street and then heading up north along 57th Court. So
That is that space underused for sure.
I'm gonna have to move these. If I had to move this, where am I gonna move it to?
I think you could just pick it up and drag it.
Can I?
Yeah.
There we go. So,
I think you take it off the screen. No.
no,
There is a way.
I attempted, but no, it's good up there, that's fine. So as you see here, this is literally the southeast quadrant of the town. This is 139th, then over here you have 57th Court. The goal would be to activate all of this green open space here to create a linear trail and bike path. The good thing about it and kind of where our ideology came from was trying to connect to the 60th Ave connection that's already here, and it's already part of our Greenways and Trails Master Plan. The park right now is just set for a half-mile pathway all the way around with a loop coming back, set at 10 feet wide. So that can be multi-use pathway. Along the path, we'll have some benches, trash cans, and one shelter right now that we're looking at putting on the corner over here.
Any of the dog cats for the trash can?
As of right now,
Need to drop.
not anticipating to have any dog waste bins. We can, that's something that we can put.
Out of that.
Should.
That's something we can put. The goal here, though, is to kind of push for the recreational use, the active use, wellness, health, jogging, biking. Not so much, that's what Canine Cove is for, and kind of an actual area that's dedicated for dogs now. Obviously, if down the road, we start to see the use becomes a little more four-legged friendly, we can always install those moving forward.
So you'll be parking for the park?
No, it would be simply a linear park that has no parking, and the goal is that you would commute, you would bike or walk to, yeah. The second part of it is also, it's activating this area, but there's a huge
Industrial. project.
potential here for all these employers here to also help, and that's something that I want to talk about later on in the presentation is the goal might be to have some of them partner, because having healthy employees is obviously gonna be better for them as well. So they can use it for lunch break walks, lunch breaks at the picnic shelter, at the benches here facing out on the canal. And that's kind of where we're at now. Like I said, it's very preliminary. Yes, this
A
is
little bit
south, just south of the cemetery. So,
And then you make it cross over 60th or no?
so yes, let me go back.
Also go west.
Yeah, so over
into the
here.
canal?
So over here, it connects, and then we would have to go ahead and make a crosswalk that eventually then connects to the left side. The west side of 60th is where the bike path is.
I love it. It's a
Like
great
that,
one.
it's
Oh,
already
I see.
Is
Yeah, so
Bike
on
path
60th,
here.
yeah, there's already, this is
there.
where
West of
See,
60.
there's a bike path here already.
our Greenways and Trails Master Plan goes
Police station.
over here. Police station is way up north, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're a ways
Is it
away.
The edge between us and
Hey,
Highway?
look.
We're by
Yeah.
the Burger King.
No.
This is,
The
the
Burger
Burger
King's
King's on the
right
other
there?
side, yeah, the Burger King's on the other side.
Oh,
There's
Where's
one
the Burger
just
King?
south, there's a Burger King south of the canal,
Right?
Why not?
Down.
right over here.
So
No,
that's
yeah, it's
one,
right
that's
there,
the
right.
seventh, right?
57th is right here.
Okay.
okay, now I can.
I've never.
If you want, I can also, I'll
And
point it out over here.
and
for
then
you guys.
there's like a halfway house. Like.
It's literally right here.
Right there.
It is the corner of the town.
Corner of the town.
Yeah, just on the inside of the canal.
There's a lot of people that go fishing in there.
Yes, they do.
I don't know about
Now
a
they
lot
have
of people,
some
but I've seen
shade.
it. I don't know about
What
that.
about, what
I don't
about
know
like?
There's like
what about
one.
Ideally not. It's
Sometimes.
it's an industrial area, you want it to be used sunset to, sunrise to sunset. Now, we wanna light it, just remember that then attracts more use at night.
The only reason I say lighting, I remember there was
Liability?
no, there was a pathway like this in Doral, right? By canal as well, and it attracted, people just, they jog, yeah, and they just start jogging, and the night falls on them, and it attracted predators to, kind of like attack women and stuff. So they created some lighting for, or men, but lighting could be a concern. Perhaps maybe not such big light, the ones you have at
Or even,
Like the
solar-
emergency.
or even solar powered ones.
solar powered or something.
Yeah, I know in,
I hear your point, but if you put lights, people are gonna track, but not having lights at all or something, or the little lights that you have at Mayor Collins.
Yeah, so the, similar to, I don't know if you guys have all visited around the border of, Miami Springs. They have a
Yeah,
long
yeah,
trail
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that has a ton of
Little
lights.
lights, correct.
So that's something we can look at. I know that right now, I can tell you that grant wise, as far as like phase one, which is getting the trail thing, getting the shelter and getting the benches. I know it wouldn't be feasible, but you'll see in a little bit, I'm gonna ask you guys for some of just that. What are the future ideas that we can expand on this?
Okay.
Because one of the things I wanna talk to the grantor is, yes, while you're granting us this money just for this initial concept, we already have ideas for the next set and the next things we wanna do. So the goal is kind of keep using this funding as well, moving forward with them, as long as it stays aligned, which this project does align a lot with their pillars.
Question, I know we had a grant years ago for the luminous, remember this?
The Miglo, yes,
Milo.
on 170.
Is that being used?
Yeah, well, 170th is heavy used. I don't frequent it too much in the evenings lately, but I know it does get used. Now, I don't know if that section alone.
They built that outside the Miami Lakes, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's along 170, it's just beyond
Yeah,
the,
that's why.
the
I
complex.
think, it's very nice, I mean, I think we picked, actually, I was in that group that we picked the winner for that, but like I said, I haven't been there to see.
no, I mean, what we've seen a lot now is actually the school's out. I think Matter Lakes track team is constantly using 170th as their cross country and track.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, they're constantly out there. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So that's the main users, but then you also have Fit USA, I believe. They run out of Veterans Park and they do 5K, 10Ks throughout town.
And then
And,
Danny runs out of Goldman. I think.
what is it, like, Lungs for Danny?
Yeah, that's for
yeah.
Danny.
So there's a good amount of use on most of our trails. This would just be another facet of that master plan.
I like it.
So
That's great.
the purpose and kind of what got us there originally was obviously providing outdoor recreation opportunities, pushing for that health, pushing for the encouraging of further recreational use of lands that are kind of underdeveloped. Obviously, this would enhance its current state, which is just grass, a good amount of palm trees, which long-term, maybe we look at foresting a little better, adding more natives. Obviously, like I mentioned, it aligns with our town's greenways and trails master plan. So it's not just the recreational side, but it's also a transportation aspect too. Because it kind of entices more people to bike and there's more bike-friendly areas throughout the town. And then, like I mentioned, serve an area with no nearby parks or green spaces. All of I don't have a parks map here right now, but that entire eastern leg that's all kind of commercial, there is 0 parks along that portion of town. So this would be adding at least one new amenity to those areas. Some of the components I talked about, it's a half mile, the full L is a half mile. So if you were to do the entire back and forth, you'll complete the mile. Shelter, benches, picnic tables, trash cans, and then wherever the trail got too close to the canal, and it starts to meet FDOT requirements, because there's bikes now on there as well, we'd have to put some wooden rail fencing for protection reasons. Keep moving. So these are just some of the ideas. It'll be a winding path. We try not to make anything straight in nature. Nothing is 90-degree angle, nothing is straight. That's another aspect. To look at what we're gonna actually place. The benches and the trash cans would be part of the town's already kind of palette. We already have that part of our many parks program. So there should be uniformity throughout the entire town with all of our benches and our trash cans.
Yeah, we don't want homeless people.
I don't think they're allowed. Anymore by law.
And then this is the portion where I kind of talked about some of the ideas we had moving forward. If this is the project we're gonna pursue, if this is something that I think is gonna get through the grant process, is we can work, like I said, with these companies, maybe exercise stations, and maybe we get them sponsored by the local employers there, because like I said, you can put your logo on wherever that exercise station is. Oliva Cigars or the pharmacy, I believe there's a pharma company. Otis is in that corner over there. as well.
Cordis.
Curtis.
Cordis.
Otis, the elevator.
Elevator.
I'll say you meant the elevators, yeah.
And Medtronics.
Yeah, so then you can sponsor an exercise station. That way we can continue adding more recreational and exercise components. eventually water fountains, landscape enhancements, curbing, all of that border of both 139th and 57th. And then art installations. I know JP's on the line. JP had a great idea. JP wants to, JP is our special projects manager. In this corner here, which is a corner that faces all of everyone entering the town eventually, just a large 30-foot cow.
No.
There it
I'm
is.
just, I'm just.
Oh, no.
It could be made out of metal, it could be beautiful.
So
Instead
there,
of looking like a cow, it could be something very artistic.
there is a,
I've seen very nice ones.
I think the idea was something similar to, Denver. I think they have the large horse right near the airport. It's a
A
very-
Bronco?
Yeah, Bronco,
Yeah.
a Bronco.
No, but
One
I
question
think of
for
the
you.
cow is
Has
nice.
to be
but
better than
make it-
ideas
make it
of me.
better, you know, very,
I love cows.
That's another way to think about it.
I've seen artists that do stuff with wires, and it could be something beautiful. It doesn't have to look like our
For
house.
30-foot cows?
It's not an idea, just, the only concern that I have is the use of. Getting- I mean, like,
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
the
it's like they beautify the
I think
area.
there should be some kind of parking because you're basically isolating.
Yeah, doesn't
Even if like a minimum parking spot, maybe.
Still work in the area.
Cause I live around,
I just don't see,
PSM,
like-
so.
Like for you to
So
walk.
people around my area would never go out there,
Live here,
so.
you're not gonna. It has to
Okay.
be.
Just
a lot of the-
inviting, basically not exclusive.
Okay. No, I can, and like I said, that's what we're here for. And like I said, JP's on the, should be on the line taking notes. A lot of this is also gonna get discussed. Eventually, we're gonna go to a public workshop to the community. Once we kind of finalize this, we wanted to talk to you guys, talk to EDC first, get some of these ideas. Look at ways we want to kind of tailor this, and then we can go with it. So,
Yeah, something minimal, even like a 5-10 car parking, just to have the residents from the far corner explore the new corner.
okay,
So correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm coming, if I'm coming from Hialeah and I'm on Fourth, I pass 138, which is 80, what,
84.
184?
West 84th.
Okay, so if I'm standing right here, right at that light, Burger King is to my left, you're saying it's gonna be here
Left front.
and here?
Left front.
yes, but within the town boundaries.
That's what I'm saying, to the left, right,
Yeah.
all right, down
Yes.
and out.
Oh, you stole mine.
So my only worry about that,
This is for.
I can put it.
yeah, my only worry about that, and I see the space is safety.
In sense of,
Since you're talking about 57, people are coming pretty darn fast.
you're on,
heading
you're
south.
on the inside of the canal. The canal separates 57.
Oh, it's on the
Yeah.
other
It's on
side.
this
of
side,
the-
it's on, see here, so it's grass right here?
Oh.
It's all this grass.
For
right here.
sure,
It's
for
protected.
sure.
It's beautified, I think
Yeah.
it's gonna get beautified.
It's, that's all, that's all.
It
that's all
protects-
Yeah, the driver's got an.
It's gonna be, it's more than anything, it's gonna be beautified.
Yeah.
The people that work there, I haven't heard last time people that go work and go walk around the right for that long.
This is right under the funeral home. right?
Yes,
It's
just
just
up
something
here,
that-
just at this intersection up here, it's just below.
Here, there's a bike path already.
Yeah, so the idea is great. My only concern is if it was another area within a more of a residential, right, component in it, this is really far out,
Isolated.
really far out. The only people that are gonna go there, in my opinion, and I live in that area, not even, they're not gonna, they're gonna cross it. There's, that's all 100% commercial.
That's why. I said,
100%
even like a
commercial.
small parking lot, something minimal.
And those, I didn't even forget about commercial, right, and those, so beautifying wise, yes, looking at it from a, 84th, looking in, wow, it looks beautiful. Jeremy, the use of it, man, that's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a really, because I live on that
Mhm.
side. And who's gonna go out of their way, right, to really, and then if there's no lighting, at what point of the day is it gonna be utilized? Really, it'll probably be on the weekends, if somebody's willing to go that far, because I've seen it, by the way. I've seen the people that come, which is the one that goes in. So if I make a left on 84th, that first light that you make a right,
60.
that's 60th, right? There's a lot of people that actually, I've seen, it, not a lot, right, let's just say a handful of people, I've seen that they do go down on that new pathway, right, that is started all the way through there. Through God knows how far it goes all the way to 67,
All the way to 154.
to 154.
Yeah,
So I would really consider that area and see if there's other possibilities. that it could be more utilized. I just don't want to see you guys going through all this,
Like-
you know, work and it just not be where it's at. But if the grant is there and,
Beautify it.
right,
beautify it.
and before somebody takes it, we can definitely say yes, but if we really want to look into people utilizing it, I don't see it getting used much back
It's
there.
gonna be similar to what we have on,
On 170th.
on 170, right?
That's,
I see
Yeah,
people using.
Which gets
I
you
use it
heavily.
when I live
yeah,
there.
but no, but
170
170 is
has a lot of
different.
residents.
170 has residents all over the
All over
place.
the place.
This is an industrial. There's
This
not, there's
has-
no, the nearest home is
Remember, the goal is to tie.
2 miles away.
The goal here is to tie into the Greenway Trails Master Plan.
So if I go bike riding all the way, like saying like the ones that they did in, sorry, like, what do you call this, the Gables? That when we do that whole bike to work day, we go all the
And
way
it's
from
all
the UM
interconnected.
station, right? But you can
Yes.
literally ride a bike all the way to UM,
Correct.
I mean downtown.
The goal is to have a non-vehicular transit system throughout the town, so you can either walk it, or you can
Got it.
run it, you can take a
Okay.
bike. So
Okay,
this is an extension, like you mentioned, so 60th Ave, we know is getting used, and you're right, it's a.
I do see
It's a good
people-
amount of people up and down.
I do see, yes.
If you extend it, the goal is it's adding
Or
more,
teeny,
more protected areas for walkers and for
Got it.
bicycles.
okay.
Now, the lighting may be a huge component as
Right.
far as extending the availability for use. That might be something that we can look at. The parking, it may be something that we talk to maybe after hours or depending on the local businesses hours.
Yeah, that
We
they
can,
can-
we
they
can try
can
with
use
a
their-
partnership with their parking. So different things that we can take a look at.
Because I know that mechanic, they actually have a contract with the business right across the canal that they can
To
use.
park
their-
their car,
to
the
park- yeah,
vehicles that they're working.
Exactly, so, yeah, it's doable.
If you look at it that way, the connection, then yes. And now you can, look, you know, it's,
It's
It
not
gives
meant to be
another-
standalone. Yeah, it's not meant to be standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
gives
wouldn't, I
another-
wouldn't put the overhang and the benches, I would not, it's just gonna draw the round. Yeah, I wouldn't do the shelter, because it's gonna you don't want that there, you're gonna use.
Like
it
when you
for
say
the-
shelter, like a shelter with a little
You're gonna
barbecue
have-
and
and so they
benches?
don't
Okay, just
No,
12,
no,
12, 12 by 12 enclosed,
With a
aluminum
water pump.
with a
prefab,
bench to sit.
no water fountains and a picnic bench, that's it. The idea is that you would have lunch there.
And then.
Yeah.
Go on your
keep
way.
going.
Now, there's a rationale grant wise on why the shelter is being used in this
You get
project.
more money because you have.
It's more part of what some of the elements that align with the grantors
Wishes.
request, yeah.
Have we looked at another location within the town of Miami Lakes that's,
As far as other unexplored, not in high demand, remember, the demand for recreational spaces in this area is high. We have 102 other parks scattered throughout the town.
At your location.
There are certain, most people think grant first item we have to go after is parks is Optimus, but there are certain prerequisites that obviously don't allow a lot of other sites to be considered for it too. So this is one
Okay.
site, and like I said, this is a project that we've kind of had on the books and have an idea of what we wanted to do over there. And this may be the time to use this grant to actually get it, bring it to fruition.
I like it.
Yeah, we're good.
What do you need from
I'm
us?
actually gonna. be-
No, just this right here, that's all I needed.
Okay.
Just input, I wanna make sure
Feedback.
that there's nothing yet on our
And
end.
you would add those trees, or are those trees already there that are?
The majority, those are all existing right now.
Okay.
Yes, there's both. There are some trees and some palms,
That's my only
And that
concern, I
little-
guess, like, you always want shade, I know that's expensive.
and that's the second, that would be the
If
second
you're very
component
close
is,
to the canals, you gotta be careful.
we can, yeah, there's certain things we can.
Stability of the tree and supposed to be.
We would probably look to do it just like we do planting throughout town with later funding and annual allotments of tree installations. We can do it phase by phase. But there's a good amount on the south side. There's a good amount of coverage. Now, as you go on the north to south, portion of the leg on the east side, yes, that's strictly palms and less shade.
Mhm.
And that's something, like I said, we can look at phase 2 or take it on an arbor approach only.
and floor
What is
wise,
this exclamation point? It's a little black one?
It's a bench and then a
Oh,
small
other
trash
benches.
can, yeah.
Gotcha.
So if the town receives funding for it, what does that look like for, like, start being, working on them?
Right now, we would anticipate commencement, let's see, I have it hitting.
let's see, man. Thank you.
It would be,
So it's about 12.
yes, yeah, exactly, right.
Okay.
Probably commencement of construction in
Thank you,
October,
Monica.
Thank you.
October, November construction. If everything goes and we are awarded the grant.
This year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
October, November.
October, November this year.
Ooh, you
2020.
said it.
Yeah,
Very
so it
cool.
would be a summer applicant.
The groundbreaking?
The what?
Could you go to the groundbreaking?
Public's invited to groundbreaking, so yeah.
I don't know where hard hat.
I think that's pretty much, so, and then I think we talked about, yeah, landscape
About flooring.
is huge. Right now, I mean, it's listed as, we're putting concrete. But we can take a look at other porous, permeable surfaces. The only thing we have to make sure is that it is on a slight incline towards a canalway,
Mhm.
so we gotta make sure that.
Well, if
Yeah.
it's permeable, you don't have to worry about it, but if it's not, then yeah. you do.
And permeable should be a little bit easier also when we try to, obviously, we don't wanna eradicate any native trees. So permeable, we're a little more flexible with tree roots and so forth, so.
What material do we use on that path?
That was a permeable asphalt, but it wasn't just tar asphalt.
No, it's kind of,
Yeah, it was
Yes,
packed.
right.
I have to take
That-
a look. That was through Public Works and Safe Routes School.
that would, I would, I mean, if you have that kind there, wouldn't mind to continue on that same. Plus you know the product, we have installers.
Yeah, I'll double check with Public Works on maintenance of it, make sure that it didn't become a maintenance issue long term. But that's not a bad idea.
And I'm sure they did the homework, to make sure it wasn't gonna be an issue.
I'm sure as well. But now we have what, maybe 4 years of it now?
Right.
So we'll have a better idea of what it's costing to maintain and ensure there's no issues on it.
Sounds like a plan. Keep us posted. I think we definitely provided some input. Lighting, yeah, I think if we're gonna put it back there.
Yeah, the
because
bollards may be a good solution.
Yeah, 100%.
There's
Yeah.
not enough.
You
just don't wanna-
Parking, just like on Mary Collins Park.
Parking will be, no, as far as using the existing roadway,
Right.
No.
No, there isn't.
no, it's one-way directional.
Have you guys already, spoken to businesses or not yet?
So, tomorrow I'm gonna do the same presentation, with the, Economic Development Committee.
Okay.
So then that would be the next step on their end is to assist and if we go down, if there's nothing jarring, if there's nothing out of this world that they think that we shouldn't be doing this.
Mhm.
We'll take a look and see if they can assist me with putting me in contact, and we can start making those,
Knock on those doors.
Are you gonna look into doing the bike company rental, you know, that rental company that have that,
at this time.
just to create some kind of bike movement there? you know? No? Or
Oh,
who's got
that
bikes in
makes
town?
A future bike route for us.
Well, the only
Well,
problem is.
that's,
we
that's
can't-
also why I brought this to you
The
guys.
police not gonna be able, right.
Oh, how would.
We won't get an
Yeah.
accident.
Oh, they'll come in bikes.
No,
Right.
they can do bikes, they
yeah.
can just trail you guys
on
along,
the street,
along the
right?
street. Yeah, along the street.
They'll switch to their bike.
For the golf trail,
Uh-huh, that'd be good.
There's no lights on,
but the golf cars have it.
They have to have lights, it's
Yeah.
illegal,
but
in order to be illegal.
we'll go see the lights, not, you know, the houses lit up and stuff, that's what we do.
Well, maybe we get the business to light up.
To decorate.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Jeremy, or is there anything else that,
No, like I said, I appreciate you guys' time, I appreciate everything you guys do for the committee, but also, as far as, I'm gonna use my other line, 1 second, I have to find it. I appreciate you guys' time for everything you do here, so I appreciate the input, and if there's anything else that comes to mind, feel free to reach out, feel free to let us know, like I said, we're still preliminary, we're still refining what our application to the grantor is gonna be. Obviously, all of this is budget,
Yeah.
but it's gonna have to take consideration from what the budget is gonna allow us to do. And if it may be 2 phases to knock out the full trail, we'll have to bifurcate it into 2 different phases, but the goal is, like I said, increase the recreational components, increase health and wellness. Yes, it may be a reach to get some of these people, but even if we get 2 businesses to start sending their employees on a mandatory 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
You're talking about health changing effects to people that may be just in a factory the entire day and so forth, so.
it's hard enough to get people to work for 7 hours. You think employers are gonna send their staff who will walk to 10 minutes? Good luck with that. I would like to be part of that meeting where they officially approve that.
No meetings, we just gotta go out and make them get out there.
Right.
No meetings, just make them get out there. But, yeah, if there's anything, like I said, I can do to assist you guys, feel free to reach
Thank
out
you, man.
as a resource.
Sounds like a great idea.
I had an office in Sunrise Park and at lunchtime, you'd be amazed the amount of people that walk.
You know where they walk a lot?
Right in front of,
Baptist Hospital, it's always something.
No, and those places back there, but I think it's closer to Miami Lakes Way. That they walk, but they gotta walk from the parking. to their office. I see that a lot happening. I see it in the morning and I see it in the afternoon. It looks like some of those buildings have another off-site parking.
I would,
They
I
want-
would also check, because I know when they did, which luckily we saved the trees, because the town wanted to do that walk on.
What is he named?
On 19 Miami Lakes.
As of right now, the name of the project is just,
Yeah.
is, geographically
Okay,
consistent, just so that the grantor knows exactly where we're gonna place it.
yeah,
But that could be something down the road that we look at
okay.
naming.
We can get a QR code in there too. All right, thank you, Jeremy. We appreciate your
No, I
time,
appreciate
man.
you guys' time. Thank you
Have an
guys.
awesome day. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to new business.
Old business?
Oh, sorry, old business. I'm like, I saw these things that just wait up. Let me just go ahead and jump. All right, we go to old business. Item 7A, was to beautified under Palmetto Expressway and Northwest 154th Street, Churchala and Pinero.
I gotta get back to this on this one. We still,
So there's
So-
no update
There's
on
no
that,
update,
if I
yeah.
may, to the chair. The last update was that that's a project that's gonna be done when we're ready to do both
Right.
parts of it. I don't know if I already.
yeah, we talked about that. There's gonna be a project done there.
So it's
And-
gonna,
and-
it's not gonna be done. I think the deadline
And we were
the
waiting,
feedback that they gave me was that that project is probably not gonna be completed till end of summer next year. So until then, you won't be able to move on that.
and we were waiting, they're gonna change the center. They're gonna put that.
Yeah, that's the project I'm referring to. That
Correct.
wouldn't be
Getting
done
that
till end of
aesthetics.
next
Yeah.
summer.
There's nothing.
So just,
That's the.
just continue to put it in every agenda from here to
Well,
next
that's up
summer.
to you guys. I'm just giving you the last update in terms of
Yeah,
like
not doing it.
what we can do.
I say we keep it in there. Keep it nice and fresh, 'cause typically when it leaves this agenda,
It comes right back.
no, it actually doesn't. It's very hard to keep track of it. All right, Aiden Perry, item 7B. So we're gonna go ahead, Helen,
Yeah.
just table it,
Table.
right, for,
Item was tabled.
Yeah.
Is that all I say?
that's it. Yeah, table. Next one is 7B.
I'm sorry, because I do have a question on that.
Yes.
Why are we tabling that? I'm only asking because the last update on that was you guys identified the areas. And then, from council's end, it sounded like they wanted us to put together like a possible sponsorship of maybe getting HOAs, involved and stuff like that. But in order for staff to do that, we need to know costs. That was the email that I shared with you in regards to asking. Remember you told me follow up with her?
Yes,
That was the follow-up. That was the follow-up. That was.
so but then at this point,
She
we
has
still
not
can't
gotten
move
back.
with it. That's
No, no,
okay,
she
we
hasn't
can.
gotten back to me on anything.
So what I mean by table is just to keep it there, so that way
Okay,
next
no, but
month
I
we'll
wanted to
see.
give them the up because they're not aware of it.
Got it.
But we had a price for it all, no?
No, but this isn't in regards to just, yeah, she did.
Wait, I'm sorry, I was still trying to tell Helen about 7A. You were talking about B?
Yeah.
You said 7B.
Right,
The
no,
thing
no,
is that
right,
you
jump.
said 7B.
Oh, that will throw us off.
That's
Okay,
what-
okay, that's, hold
I
on a
was like,
second.
why are you tabling?
I'm like, yeah,
that?
there's both
That's
items.
So
No, no,
we're
no, no, no.
tabling item A.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, then B, and then go ahead. Now you're
So B is, you guys
Aiden Perry
identified
Hero
the
Life Ring
areas
initiative.
for staff to put together like sponsorship opportunity, maybe getting the HOAs to fund that, which is like the discussion that happened up in the is. We need details of all the costs associated to that. So I sent her a very detailed email
Yes,
of what I need from her, and she has not gotten.
When we presented to council, they were very receptive of it.
Yeah,
And even Collazo said that he would commit to his.
To sponsoring one, yeah.
But I thought they provide the first 10 for free.
Yeah. they
Right.
provided it
Right.
for free.
yeah.
But I think what we were
There's
doing
more.
is, we wanted to do a whole batch
I'll
at the
share the
beginning.
email, with all the specifics that we're asking from her, so we can move forward on putting that together. And the idea is just to have a cohesive plan of what the cost actually is. Let's say she comes in and does those initial ones that they do for free. We still need to know what the full cost of it is, so that we can put together that opportunity for other HOAs in case they do want to join later.
All right,
I mean, I know you've been in contact with her, if you wanna
Oh.
help, follow up on
I'll tag along
that,
with him.
that helps.
Okay, so we'll table that one too, just to see where we at on our next meeting.
For 7B, correct?
Yeah, no,
Yes.
sorry.
7C, legal awareness and how to protect our waterways.
Through
Ms.
the
Salazar?
chair, before we get into that, I just wanna give you guys a 10-minute warning. Before the meeting is done. Janitorial just have to come in here, clean up and close up the building.
Okay.
Have we had that
I'll be
before?
quick on mine.
No, so the reason this comes up is because last meeting, when we went over, you guys normally don't go over. But I think one of the last meetings we went over and there was. Or so that.
Oh.
So I can-
That's why now I'm giving you that heads up.
Okay, I can send my.
So that would be just for future reference, I was good that we know that would be good at the beginning of the meeting. So that we, some of the presenters, right, we would have kind of speed up a
Usually
little
your
bit.
public comments. But that's,
Very skip.
Yeah.
it's not.
It's very-
So how long we have?
10 minutes.
9:55 is.
Okay, I'll do mine in 3 minutes, maybe less. This is a follow-up, lake awareness and how to protect our waterways. At our last meeting, we mentioned some, ways of, share information with the public. And luckily I went to this event and they had this information about fertilizing our lawns, to prevent polluting the waterways. And, I also got in touch with Lorenzo Coviela because we wanted to create or add to our zoning code issues about fertilizers, which was not there, I read it, it's not there. So, he mentioned to me was to present it to the council. And then when they approve it, then we can either make the changes to the ordinance or create something, because I remember I called, that's the message with, Councilmember Diegues regarding when he did the tree ordinance years ago, remember, when he was the chair? And I haven't gotten back, to him. So it's just basically, I don't know if we need to do like a memo, that's why I wanted to check with Josh. To see if you have him present it to the council, what the process is. So that's basically it.
I'm all in favor of it, but I thought the county already had an ordinance on this.
Yeah, but I think ours, this doesn't matter. That's why when you mentioned it, that's why I think that the issue of the.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just releasing it.
Mhm.
And here, like I said,
There's no
the
enforcement.
car says, what not to do.
Yeah,
I think this is important, but you get more of this.
Landscape
Debate, but we
is,
can do
you know.
things like this to happen. We can use, for people to, they can. So, any questions?
no, thank you for bringing.
So, what?
So table that one again,
Yeah.
so we can see where we at in the
Which
next meeting.
Dr. Lorenzo, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Lorenzo said to do,
a
ask
memo?
the council. Permission to change the ordinance or.
So what I'm saying by not table necessarily is because I want to make sure that we don't lose track of these.
Mhm.
And typically when we take them off the agenda,
No.
right,
I-
even though they're working and things are happening, then we forget where we at, and then like, that's what happened exactly with the underpass,
Mhm.
underpath. That 3 months went by, well, we're working, 6 months, before you know it, it was 2 years, and now we lost the opportunity. That, I'm saying that's exactly what happened, the underpass
Back
with those
then.
columns,
They don't-
well, but
No, because they didn't.
Well, we
put-
gotta-
No, because they didn't put it on the
we gotta
grant.
play, we
On
gotta-
the original grant, they didn't put it on the grant.
That's exactly.
Correctly, and it was just.
So,
Yeah, you don't mean take it off, you mean just make sure it's added to the next.
Next
agenda.
Yeah.
exactly, so that way exactly, we know what's going on,
It's not.
exactly.
keep following up on this.
That's it, so that way we just don't, because if not, then that's gonna happen.
Don't table it, but I follow up.
If I may, just to help you guys with that, since it sounds like you have to go to council, it sounds like that's the direction. I will take this opportunity to remind you of your committee report schedules. So I'm looking at the one posted here. You guys are scheduled to go up in October. So make sure you follow up,
Mhm. Yeah, we
designated
can
time.
present it then when they're approved, or do a memo or something.
That's what I'm saying, but so in order to move you guys along, make sure that at your September meeting, you bring that memo, the committee reviews it, approves it,
Mhm.
and like that, you're added to the agenda just in time to be able to make that presentation or that ask, whatever it may be.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Tabling them?
Yes,
So following.
Yes.
okay, the next one is, ways to connect with the community? Ms. Helen,
I think it's better to table the.
table, got it,
Yeah.
table it is. You gotta tell me twice. Then now we have to end this meeting in less than 12 minutes. Or 10, no, not 9 minutes. All right, HOA annual meeting. So I know that we had looked at different topics.
You guys agreed last meeting that you're just gonna do one meeting instead of the quarterly.
Right.
So what was the top?
And I think I provided
In the minutes,
something to somebody about a topic.
well, according to the minutes, we have keynote speaker, 3 relevant topics, and a resource fair. As potential layout, so what that
What
was.
was that again?
Keynote speaker, 3 relevant topics, and a resource fair for the summit.
Which I think is still need to think about.
So let's put table and just add on there, so that way, on the minutes, that we will have to take the 3 topics.
At the next meeting,
Yes.
Perfect, perfect.
should we have a motion for that or no?
Good.
Thank you. All right, new business, 8A, green space near Northwest 87th Avenue, 141st Street, Mr. Banana.
Yeah, so Jeremy did tell us that, who own the property, they're looking into us, we do maintain it.
It's owned by EFTA.
EFTA, correct. Last I heard, I gotta sit down with him and get all the parties that are, want to beautify it, the members of the community that are willing to donate something. But I think it's going forward, so he did say that it's something they're looking forward to doing. Do you have any other updates on that?
No, mine was finding out who
Yeah,
owned it.
Yeah, but I did talk to Jeremy. Jeremy is getting the final details on that and way that we can make it into a smaller. All right, so that's moving forward. We just gotta sit down with the right people.
So it's gonna be a public one?
It's gonna be a little part of it, yeah. We maintain it already, so why not? You know, beautify it.
Early 105? I guess,
Huh?
public park number 105.
Like that.
Where's this one?
Right on the,
Oh, you were showing.
correct, right there, yeah.
All right, so we want to move this one to
Oh,
old business?
Yeah, we'll move it on to old business.
All right,
For next-
thank you, Mario.
So we'll bring it back.
Yes, no, we just have to reappoint it. No, we didn't lose her.
What? Isabella?
Yeah.
We haven't.
No, we haven't, no, because remember that you took one took temporarily. So then in this meeting, we needed to come
Yeah.
Which is
and
not-
and officially,
Yeah,
and officially vote, so we need to table
they
it.
will allow.
All right, so we took care of 8A, then we're gonna table B, then budget. You have it there in the last page?
Were you gonna request extra funds for the bike rides or you're gonna leave it as is?
I think we like leave it as it is. The only thing I know mentioned was the golf cart. Or if anything, advertising. I think the only thing that we need for Viber is it's to push the advertise, but when they told us the last meeting, we need to spend some funds on that. If we really wanted to move it up or push it, send this kind of message and that kind of message.
That's only if you're trying to reach a wider audience than what the town already has. But I just wanna be clear, we obviously promote the events, it's a town event. That's.
Well,
just
but if you
you're
wanted to
trying
send-
reach-
No, but if we wanted to send additional messages or more of an ongoing, then I think it was mentioned that we need
Yeah,
to spend a little money
If
because
you
if
guys
not,
use social, like, those of you that use social media, you'll sometimes see promoted ads where it's things that you may not even be looking into or interested in, it just comes up in your face, but that's the idea, like, if you're trying to do that, people that are not even involved, like, are not engaged with the town and you wanna get in front of them, that's the only way to do it,
I
right?
think your
You
three
can only
options are
reach-
like more clicks, more
Yeah.
views, or more, like, it all depends on what you want.
But in terms of the social media we have, we obviously use it to promote the town. This is just in case you wanna you wanna reach a wider.
I did tell you to add at least the $500 for the,
Sponsor.
no, for the golf,
Go.
the golf cart parade.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right, so 500 for the golf cart,
To add.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, man, how much is each bike ride? The police has to.
What's our price on it?
So the award, so we go from the top, the award verification is $750.
Did we use?
The entry quarterly,
So, just so you guys know, in terms of the budget, this was due like a week and a half ago.
Okay, so we-
Bring it up. And anyways, the way that they're doing it this year, they were asking the committees to do it based on the budget they currently have and to adjust accordingly. Maybe there's a line item that you don't, that you have funding and that you don't need it, and you could use that extra funding in another one. They really wanted you to, pretty much allocate where you want those funds.
we really don't have.
Based on
any-
what your, based on what your
Yeah.
total lump sum is. This
We only
may
have-
not apply to you guys.
Right, right,
but
right, right.
Committee that does.
The HOA quarterly meetings.
We have-
To the golf course.
Yeah, the 400.
3 people showed up to this.
Right, but in this case, I don't know about the $400, because if we're gonna do an annual event,
Yeah,
we wanna make it impactful. Maybe
I
I
mean,
don't
we're
know,
gonna need more money than 400.
We're gonna be the sponsors of them.
I said we leave, listen, we only have 4 items, guys. Let's ask for 500 of the golf cart parade and let them come back and, you
Let's see
know,
what they say.
that's it. All right, so I motion to approve, a draft budget with same as the prior year, just adding $500 for the golf cart parade.
Motion to approve the. budget.
So you guys are requesting an additional $500 and a new line item essentially.
So we need to promote EVs in this.
Who seconded? Motion by Rudy? Felicia? Any additional? Discussion? Okay, right, it's okay. No, seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. Next item is 8E. Illegal dumping on 92nd, is it northwest?
Yeah.
So northwest, 92nd Avenue.
So what happens is there's a dump, container in the back of, Goldman. And, I guess they think they could dump it back there, but the gate's locked. And then if you look in that area, and the shrubs cover where you're at, right? So let me show you this. 2 minutes, sorry, real quick, sorry. My suggestion is we either try to get the town involved or the police. I did call 311 to report the dumping. I haven't seen any action, against that to see someone come out there or anything.
Who services
Who serves that area?
Miami-Dade?
The school?
No, the school doesn't service that area.
Not us, I'm saying not the town.
Is the dumpster in the right of way?
The dumpsters is the schools. So they have their own dumpsters.
Oh, it's a container, it's a
Container
it's a
in the
roll
back,
off.
it's a roll off, so they think they can throw it and the gate's locked, so by the time they got there, there's bushes, they go to the
I see what you
canal
mean.
and they dump it all there. You know, so it happens constantly, a year ago, they found 2 cars in the canal, but there's a ton of trash out
Wow,
there.
what do you recommend we do?
We either have to try to see how we can get the police involved, so maybe some signage, no illegal dumping.
That belongs to, well, that's our area, we can put those
Yeah,
signs
we
out
can do
there.
that.
Recommend because we saw some dumping right in the back. And we contacted Public Works and they came and so maybe Public Works.
And if you look, you see how it's.
Mario, you wanna-
See how it's.
You wanted to, reach out to Public Works and see what they tell you?
If that's gonna help out, yeah.
All right, so let's bring it back on the next meeting and see what kind of feedback you need. If it is our area, I definitely, you'd be surprised those illegal dumping signs, how effective they are. When you slap right on them, the fines and,
Fine.
yeah, so, okay, all right, so get back to us on that.
Yeah, maybe we could monitor.
You got that, Helen?
Cameras.
Something, yeah.
You have it done
Yeah,
from
I
five-
had it all.
I don't wanna go, I don't wanna proceed without you.
Yeah.
Okay. Any announcements? No, seeing none, I motion to adjourn the meeting, 9:56 PM.
Right, okay.
Second.
Second